I was a self-mutilator for 11 years. I didn't start out with cutting necessarily, but it progressed into that. It all started just simple, trying to knock myself out against a brick wall, or scratching myself, picking at myself, whatever I could do to feel the pain and make it manifest and in some kind of way. I remember my parents used to come in and wake me up every hour to make sure I was still conscious, because they found out I was hitting my head against the wall and stuff like that. I was very angry. My grandfather was a Baptist preacher. My dad is an elder and a youth pastor at our church. I grew up going to church and Sunday school, going to different VBSs, lived a pretty normal childhood. But at the age of 8, I was kidnapped off of my school property and was raped. It wasn't complete, full intercourse, but molestation, touching in places that should not be touched. And beforehand, me and my brother were supposed to be walking across the street to my mom's work, and we got into a fight, and I didn't want to walk with him, and my mom told us never to cut through the baseball fields. And I did, and that's when I was taken. And so I believed I was in trouble because I got into a fight, and I walked the way I wasn't supposed to walk and late coming home from school. And then it led into I would stab myself with a sewing needle or any kind of needle, just to feel that pain, to know, you're still here, you're still human, you're still alive in some way. And to make that pain just show what I felt on the inside, the dying I felt on the inside, just to show it. And then one day, I remember I was cutting a banana and I got my finger, and that was the release I was looking for. My grandparents own a framing store in Dayton, and they have razor blades around, and I used to steal razor blades from their store, hid them in all sorts of different places. Behind my cell phone battery, because they're thin enough. I could hide them there. I could hide them in my wallet, in my mattress, anywhere really. I could find a spot to hide them. And I cut myself on my rib cage. I had some on my arms, but nothing that would be major, because I had to be able to stand up in church and show we're the perfect Christian family, And by the time I was 18, I had been engaged 3 different times to 3 different men. And I was pregnant. And 4.5 months later, I miscarried my little girl, and my life ended. I didn't want to live anymore. I had no reason to live. I was already a mess. After my last suicide attempt, I ended up in the emergency room, and I realized I really didn't want to die, but I didn't know what I needed. I wanted to change. I didn't know how. I told my dad, I was like, I need something. And he had been looking into different programs. That was his only way I was able to come back into my family's life, is to get some kind of help. And that's when he found Women at the Well, and that's when we went and we toured right after Christmas of 2012. And there was just like this overwhelming peace and presence there, where I didn't know what it was, but I'm not a big crier, but I cried the entire time I was there, my entire tour. And that's when I realized that's what I wanted. I wanted that peace. I wanted that presence to be with me wherever I went. I can go to him with anything and say, yes, God, I'm hurting right now, but I know that you can make it go away. You're the only one that can fill the void in my life that I tried to fill with something else. I don't have to hurt myself, because I know that God's already taken that mark for me. I don't have to put another one on my body, because He has already taken all that from me. He has truly set me free. I would be lying if I said I don't struggle from time to time, but when I do struggle, I go to the Word of God, and it's a slow process of Him just slowly renewing my mind of the fact that I'm worthy, that I'm not worthless, I'm not helpless, I'm loved, and I am His.
great the love of Jesus Christ. Upon the cross of Calvary, the blood was shed